Could it be that Xiao Yan, or more precisely the Saint of the Purifying Lotus, is going to destroy the heavenly flame ranked third on the ranking? No, he only wanted to erase its memories and intelligence so that it could no longer harm the entire continent. This flame had become far too vicious over the thousands of years. It turned people into its flame slaves and used terrifying illusions. The Saint Master intended to separate the memories and intelligence from the original Purifying Lotus. That lotus had once been pure and peaceful. And so, more and more waves of bloody mist began to surge out from the demonic lotus. The mist transformed into a bloody figure. Its appearance perfectly matched the external form of the purifying flame. The bloody figure tried to descend and forcefully return to the body. However, the Saint of the Purifying Lotus did not give it such a chance. He simply clenched his palm, and the flame dome suddenly shrank. The prison became even smaller, tightly binding the flame. "Master, I beg you, please let me go. I will definitely change in the future." The Purifying Lotus flame trembled, but the demonic lotus still could not escape from the flame dome. It was terrified. Having lost its body, its power had fallen to only 10% of its original strength. It was no longer capable of fighting against a saint, so it knelt before him and begged for mercy. The Saint of the Purifying Lotus sighed. He waved his sleeve, and his illusory figure left Xiao Yan's body. It floated into the flame prison and stood directly in front of the Purifying Lotus. The moment the saint left Xiao Yan's body, Gu Suner immediately turned to him. "Xiao Yan, are you all right?" Suner quickly flew over and caught Xiao Yan when the Saint of the Purifying Lotus released his body. "Why didn't you leave?" Xiao Yan had not lost consciousness. His soul had been suppressed by the saint. He gently scolded the girl for her willful nature, as he had seen her push Gu Nanhai into the tunnel. Gu Suner was overjoyed to see that Xiao Yan was fine. She didn't care about his displeasure at all. She simply held his hand tightly and then looked toward the flame dome. Xiao Yan looked at her helplessly but gripped her hand even tighter. "Little monster, I don't hate you. Even if you went against me back then, I still cherish you. In my life, I never had children or disciples. From the very beginning, you were the closest to me." The Saint of the Purifying Lotus gently stroked the head of the Purifying Lotus flame. A warm smile appeared on his face. "But I hate you." The Purifying Lotus flame suddenly raised its head and stared at the saint with bloody eyes. The bloody mist went berserk and enveloped the saint's figure, intending to corrode his illusory body. Xiao Yan and Gu Suner watched the scene unfold outside in astonishment. The Purifying Lotus flame was simply too vicious. A look of sadness appeared on the face of the Saint of the Purifying Lotus when he felt the corrosion. The flame had not changed. He sighed and raised his hand. "We will disappear from this world forever. Together." After these final words, two masses of flames suddenly crashed into each other. But they merely transformed into an extremely concentrated light and shot toward the flame dome. Xiao Yan grabbed Suner by the waist and spread his wings the moment he sensed the terrifying destructive intent. He rapidly flew backward. A storm swept through the space. In the middle of the sea of magma, a black spatial crack several hundred meters wide appeared. When they stopped, they saw an empty area before them. The Purifying Lotus flame and the Saint of the Purifying Lotus had completely disappeared. It seemed as if that explosion had simply disintegrated them. "Where is the essence of the demonic flame?" Xiao Yan whispered, looking around. Could it be that the Purifying Lotus flame had been destroyed in the explosion? And if so, did that mean he had wasted more than a decade collecting the map fragments just to obtain this heavenly flame? Damn it! Xiao Yan cursed in disappointment. He had spent more than 10 years gathering the pieces of the map to obtain this heavenly flame. Was this going to be the result? Xiao Yan, look. Gu Suner suddenly pointed joyfully toward the sea of magma. Xiao Yan looked in that direction, and his heart pounded violently. A white lotus covered in pink spots was floating on the surface of the magma. It seemed as if the energy of the entire sea of magma was being absorbed by the lotus. The essence of the demonic flame. Xiao Yan couldn't help but tremble when he saw the light cream-colored lotus with pink spots before him. Xiao Yan suppressed his surging excitement and exchanged a glance with Gu Suner. Only then did he slowly begin to descend. He stopped several dozen meters away from the flame essence. The current purifying flame of the demonic lotus was completely different from its previous self. If the former had looked extremely vicious and furious, this one looked peaceful and calm. It did not release any attacks when Xiao Yan and Suner approached. "It seems a little different," the girl said in a slightly surprised voice as she got closer. The saint of the purifying lotus removed all its memories and intelligence. "Now it is exactly like a newborn child," Xiao Yan said, his face full of impatience. Having personally witnessed the cruel nature of the purifying flame of the demonic lotus, he would never have dared to absorb it after capturing it. After all, even the almighty expert at the level of the saint of the purifying demonic lotus had perished from its resistance. So what could be said about a two-star saint like him? However, all his worries had now completely vanished. The remnant soul of the saint of the purifying demonic lotus and the personality of the purifying flame of the demonic lotus had completely disappeared from this world. Only a pure child in the form of the flame essence remained, and it no longer carried any malice or negativity. Won't this action harm the spirituality of the purifying flame of the demonic lotus? Gu Suner asked with a frown. The uniqueness of heavenly flames lay in their spirituality, which ordinary flames did not possess. If it were damaged, the heavenly flame would no longer be so wonderful. With the abilities of the saint of the purifying lotus, do you think he would do something so foolish? The purifying flame of the demonic lotus before us is still shining with spirituality. However, several things were intentionally removed from it by the Saint Master, said Xiao Yan. Right now it looks so pure, as if it had just appeared in this world. It has not been influenced by any humans. It seems that expert helped us a great deal, Suner said with a sweet laugh. Their operation should have ended in failure, but the saint of the purifying lotus appeared during the process and removed all the negative emotions from the purifying flame. That was why they now had hope. In this key scene, a dramatic and touching conclusion takes place in the confrontation with the purifying flame of the demonic lotus. The saint of the purifying lotus, the remnant soul of the flame's former owner, does not destroy it completely, but only tries to separate the demonic memories and intelligence in order to restore its original purity. However, thousands of years of malice and the desire to enslave people had turned the flame into a true monster. When the demonic entity refuses to change and furiously attacks even its former father and creator, the saint makes a tragic decision. In the end, Xiao Yan gains the opportunity to successfully absorb the purifying flame of the demonic lotus, without the risk of being enslaved by the flame's intelligence. This gives him a colossal leap in strength. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you all next time.